Went to the yard this morning, got a piece of checker plate to fit the hole because none of the other stuff I got will fit, and cut it the size, cut the hole out. Now the hatch originally, as you might recall in the previous photo of it, had a piece go across there, which is now on there. I've very badly welded it in place, and when I say badly, I mean badly. That was the old welding wire, excuse me, I've now run out, but a friend of mine gave me a new spooler wire, massive 1mm thick wire, and I found that the 1mm welds better than the 0.8. So I think on my machine I'm going to stick with 1mm from now on. I can't show you. Yeah, I can. There you go. That was a 1mm. But I was able to turn the speed up, and it shot through that with no problem whatsoever. So yeah, I think we'll turn to that in future. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's bodgy as hell. I am not even going to sit there and try and play out that is absolutely fabulous and it's the best weld, because it isn't. It is rubbish. But it is what it is, and I need to get on. So oh, and I also ground out all of the checker diamonds that were in place, so we can get a good flat clean seal. We just got to turn the alley over now and quickly bright wire jigsaw out. We're going to have to cut a bigger hole in the plywood because I've got to get access to the underside of here, and because the plate is way bigger than the hole itself, we've got to get loads of washers, stack some washers under there, cut this polyurethane away, and I've got some aluminium to go on the inside just to stiffen it all up. So we're going to cut a piece of that out next and make it fit the hole in the cover. That's the plan. There you go, guys. Done. Well, it ain't done actually. I've got to rivet the thing down tomorrow, but at the moment there's about 4 screws holding that in as clamps, and it is sealed. The hatch is on. It's significantly dark in here again, so there we go. Flipping exhausted. I'm going to see if I can find a bungee strap and hook up onto that and latch it somewhere within the vehicle so the wind don't take it in case we get a high wind tonight. But tomorrow we'll cut some of that wood out because I need to get as close to the fiberglass as I possibly can, with all the other rivets and stuff that's got to go in. I thought I'd give the sealant a chance to decompress and semi-dry, because I don't know where any of the holes are going at the moment, and I don't want chunks of aluminium dust all over the place. So you can see how I've clamped it. I've used scraps of alley. I'll take those out tomorrow, put a rivet in with some sealant, and then we'll pretty much go from there really. What I might do is, there's a big piece of alley going in underneath, I might try and clamp that in the same manner I've done, but I don't know. I don't know at the moment. I need to put a reinforcement wood across there. I had just finished, but just for the record, look what this stupid thing's doing. What the hell was that all about? That's new. Just looked up and bang. Huh. Looks, guys, it's sealed. It's locked down, riveted and sealed. We'll get the rest of this tread put in during the week. But yeah, what you see is what you get. And then we'll make a lid to go over the top of this lid. I've just got to get some seal rubber to go around that, so it'll lock in under here. But other than that, yeah, we're good to go. And the other thing I've done, apart from making a mess, cheer the wife up. So I usually leave that for her to clear up. Is I put, after I cut the hole out, I trimmed all the wood off as best as I could, and screwed up an alley panel just to hide the cavity, which I am going to spray foam fill. Yes, there will be some serious pressure going on. So I'm a bit concerned to whether that's going to bow or not, I don't know. But we are going to get some angle alley as well, and we're going to frame off. So we'll rivet into the side and underneath to lock that whole area in. There's not much more I can do with it, to be honest. And then we'll spray foam, drill a few holes and spray foam. There is a panel going up over here, so don't be alarmed at the mess you're looking at. This is not an issue because we're going to run some beams through the middle and a couple crossed, and we'll rotor around them when I put the ply on or the hardboard, and then we'll take that down and we'll cover it with whatever it is we're planning to cover it with. So this should, if all goes to plan, look relatively tidy at the end. Okay, there you go. A very badly made frame. The insulator block, which is that, is going to have to be removed because my alley is too thick for that to fit. I can't pull that hatch all the way down. It just will not go. We'll tie some rope around them levers and latch that down for the night. I believe there's a storm coming. We've put spray foam inside. I'm just a little bit nervous about this because the last time I did that in the roof, I popped the bloody roof. But you can see it coming through all the little holes, so I might, after about half an hour, pull that pen out so it can relieve itself through that hole. But I didn't have enough for that hole, so I have my doubts if that's going to get completely filled. I have a lot of doubts. So that is it. Other than a latch and removal of that unit, I'd say that we are now ready to insert the roof panels at some point, decorate this all up. The alley is not staying on show. It's going to be completely hidden away around that, you know, where I've cut the 45 degree. So I am absolutely exhausted. Okie dokes. We got the sealant foam and that's done its job, I hope, beautifully. So today, I think what we're going to do today is we're going to take out, we're going to remove that because it's hindering and putting too much pressure on the hinges I put in up top. We had a good rainstorm last night and I am not seeing any water anywhere. So I guess we're sealed. Yeah. So we're going to have to try and get rid of those rivets. This is the next prison bus hatch. Trust me, those rivets, they're not easy. I think there's stainless steel rivets on there. So we've got to get up and sort that out. That's job number one. Job number two today is to readdress these. Now these got lacquered up the other day, but when I glued all the cardboard on, obviously being untreated, I couldn't put sandpaper on because I glued to the print. So they were very rough around the edges. When I say rough around the edges, I mean there was like bits of cardboard sticking up, glue and all the rest of it. And all I could do in order to protect the print was to just lay it up with lacquer after coat after coat after coat. Now I've managed to build it up to a point now where I felt safe to be able to sand all the edgings and get it a little bit smoother, because we don't want to be chafing cloths when we're washing down. So, you know, once this thing is fitted, so I'm quite content with that. The only thing is now I've reopened the fibres, so when the lacquer goes on it may drink where I've opened it all up. So I don't know how well this is going to go, but we've left it for about 3 days. And anyone who knows anything about paint, when you scratch up a fresh coat of paint and you go to put another one on, you really do need to leave it for a few days, because if you don't do it within the first 12 hours, the chances are after that it will react because of the thinner content. However, I'm not using thinners in this. This is just going to be a straight lacquer, straight on, and then that's it. In the shed it goes, because all the flies seem to kamikaze onto this, and I don't want that, because this is the final coat for this. So I think I'm going to do this first. Guys, it's Friday and I am closing this job for now. I have took it as far as I can take it. We've got to cut a piece of alley to go in there, and I haven't the foggiest what at the moment. I'm thinking checker plate because I know I ain't got any of this left over, but we'll see. Need my table saw for that one. I've taken out that piece of box that was being a nuisance. Now I'm going to get condensation like you wouldn't believe, but we can get around that, not a problem. I've plugged the holes up, temporary. We will, this is fiberglass, so I will eventually sand that back, fiberglass all the holes, because those have got to come out. I did start to take one out, but then I suddenly realised I've got no way of locking it down if I take them out, so they're going to have to stay. We're going to let the sealant dry off, and then we'll go back to the yard, see if we can find some more of this. There might be one bit there that's a bit battered that we can cut some pieces to go over these areas here, because all I want seen is the hatch itself. The other thing I'm thinking about doing is putting checker plate on top of the hatch, because no, it's not level. If it was level with the decking I put on, then I could have made the hatch floor part of that. But as it is, by the looks of things, I'm going to have to do a secondary hatch, which isn't a bad thing because that'll help with the condensation problems. We've put this one in but had to seal it because it's a bit rattly. I'll probably end up sealing them all, to be honest, and wire brushing everything back. We didn't get rid of everything. Some concrete there I missed. Poo bum. And we've just got to trim off and sand back where necessary. I want to put an angle end cap on that side and on that side at some point, but we need to sort that gap first. And we'll get a few tubes of sealant and we'll fill those grooves just because they're untidy. Once we've done that, the next job on the list is to figure out how we're hinging the rails, because the rails are going to contain 2 more solar panels, which I shall obtain over the winter with a bit of luck. That's the plan anyway. And then it's a case of finding some linears and make some brackets, so when these things go up in the air they have a stop point similar to a Land Rover bonnet latch. Anyone who's ever owned a Series 3, 2 or 1 Land Rover will know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's that, guys. That's all I can do on this roof this week. Nothing more I can do. So I'm going to climb down and we will get the slide outs in, because we still have leaks to worry about, and we'll abandon any more work until next week on this area. Now we need to get back to the splash boards that I'm building in the truck. Splashbacks. They've had their final coat of lacquer. It's all nicely dried off. Left it in the shed just so as the flies didn't hit it, but we still had some. Like there, another one there, blooming things. Then we've got a syringe and we've filled in as many of the cracks as I can get to. There's a few more I've got to redo because it's drinking it, but other than that we're good to go. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. Okie dokes, Guinness. We've still got a box full of those, and we've got some special ones that I specifically bought for this job. Now I've got plug sockets going down that side, so there's no point putting poshy ones down there because they're going to be hidden with switch boxes and God knows what. So I think we'll put them in like that, and then we'll just get a load of them of various colours and scatter them all around. This time I'm going to be a little bit more cautious because I left a lot of gaps between. They didn't lacquer up very well, but we've got another 2 more boards to do. We've got a couple of spare Guinness ones there. We've got
vodka one, and only 2 of these at the moment. There is a third one coming, but I checked the bloke's feedback. I think I'm going to get mucked around. They came second class today. Those other ones should be here, but that other one should be here now, but it isn't. So we definitely won't be getting this up on the wall this week in this video. Okay, so let's not even go there with it. Tomorrow morning I will make the battens up, and the one I've already made, that's now ready to go up. So what will be instant for you will take me a few hours. Okay, Saturday morning. I am going to upload this later on today, so it's ready for Sunday morning. We need to get this splashback made. Unfortunately, due to another eBayer being slow to deliver, and I still haven't had all my beer mats in yet, I can't fully complete that side and give you a finished job. Not my fault. I've been going at this as hard as I can, so you've got something to stare at. So today I'm gonna get that one on, you know what I'm saying? So we'll start, cut a load of these. I'm going to put the paint aside, this side. I'm going to use white sealant to glue these suckers down, normal wood glue to get the backings in, and then I'll put the panel on, and then we'll lay the other one up flush onto this surface, because we've got that gap to think about. And if I build it out too far, as you can see with this, that sits flush with that almost now. So if I was to put that on, it just wouldn't work, would it? Okay, rough and ready is me. All the battens that I've decided to put on are in place. I've trimmed up that panel so it should sit relatively square in there. Can't guarantee that line across there where the 2 metre is going to be spot on. To be honest, it was never meant to be, because I was originally stepping it, but after looking at this, I've decided I don't want to do that. So I've cut another piece of ply the same size as that, as you know of, which will go over there, and we'll do the whole thing all over again, and then hopefully we can put some decent trim around this thing and hide the mistakes. And I've made a few, not even disputing it. We've took the door off that unit because I did say I got that wrong, and I have. I've now looked at it again, so I've now got to rub it down. I've got to hand paint some lacquer on, dry off. But when we're done, this should look absolutely fabulous. Then we've got to concentrate on what we're doing up top. But first of the two is almost complete. Okie doke, so some of the screws will be seen, and some of them will not. Now we're putting a piece of wood across the top here just to trim the 2 halves off, because we've got that horrible gap, and there's nothing I can do about that unless I made that out of one whole piece, which I couldn't do. So we're going to get some screw cup covers for that one, and that one up there. There's going to be a piece of wood run down, and then another trim go over the top, so all of these will be hidden. Down here there's another piece of wood to go in for trim, so those will be hidden. So we just got like a little handful that will need not really hiding but tidying, if you see what I'm saying. And I think that works really, really well. Fully waterproof. That lacquer is good quality stuff. Just got to wipe off all that excess glue off my worktop and cut the cover, and we'll put that back on in a minute. The wood I can't do today because I ain't got any, and we've got other things to be getting on with, so it gives you an idea where we're heading with this. You either like it or you hate it, really. Lessons learned: we need to fill the gaps between the cuts on the beer mats because they don't lacquer up too well. The downside is you can't really sand it back because you'll lose all the print. So what I'll have to do on the next one, I'll lacquer it first, and then I'll get some car filler and very, very carefully with, say, like a dental filler tool, fill up all the little gaps and then gently sand back and hope I don't go through, and then we can re-lacquer again and hopefully get rid of all the lumps and bumps that you get around each beer mat. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. It is, the bottom one's very chaotic, but the top one, it does what I want it to do. It's showing, it's there, it's in your face, so it's very bright, very happy, very cheerful. electric as it was described, and I show a picture. We've just got that one to do now. The one thing I'm not very good at is putting silicone bead in place. I've used that polyurethane. I've gone down that edge there at the back as best as I can, and I'm not touching that with my finger and try to spread it across, and I've done the bottom. So the bit of wood I spoke about, not happening down there. I think that looks neat enough. We'll just take the screws out and put screw cups in, brass ones. That'll sort that problem out. But down here, yeah, we're going to have to do a wooden trim there, and we're going to have to do one at the top, because when the ceiling goes in, I can guarantee a gap there. And then we've got to put some sort of plate here and cover to go over that, which again might be the roofing unit. But I do like, and I shouldn't have put it at the top, but I do like that one, and I don't want to hide it. Right, so far this sort of half here is glued down up to about there. We're just shunting in a few Guinness in along the top. We've got that one which is going to go over here eventually somewhere. I'm trying to get the colours to blend in so as the ones I want to be seen more clearly are more prominent, but I made the mistake of putting that one next to the Fosters. If I hadn't have done that, that would have stood out more. That one stands out quite well, even though there's black hair. This one will stand out better. I'll be careful with this, because this is one of them tear up ones that you're supposed to do something with, and I ain't got a damn clue what. So that will go in roughly around there, and then we'll fill in with some junk there, and then once we've got that one glued in along there, we'll then start working our way up where we can get this gorgeous one slap bang in the middle there. I want to try and get it as close as I possibly can. Sorry, I ain't got the camera on it. I'm going to get that one there. We've got a few more Guinnesses there to go up around that area, and a couple there, but you've got to remember I've got boxes going in here for electrical switches, and a couple of decent ones are going to get covered up, which I'm a little annoyed about because I forgot. Okay, it's the first half done of the second wall. I'm a little bit annoyed because the reason I'm doing this is I couldn't find any plastic tiles. For a good year I've been searching through all the cheap shops, DIY stores, nothing within my price range. And would you believe the wife was in B&M today, and they have got some plastic white tiles in there for £10 for 5. Unbelievable. We've been searching high and low, including B&M, and this is the first time some have popped up. So, oh dear. But here we go anyway. It's as far, I think this looks better anyway, to be honest. So yeah, Guinness, 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 Red Rock, and I didn't have any more space for any more Guinnesses. So the next one will be a couple of more Guinnesses, a couple of Tollies if the other one turns up. We've got this one that's going in. See, we've got other Guinnesses there. I mean, I could have dumped that one in somewhere. I forgot I had that. See, that could have gone there, look. Never mind. We'll save it for the next one. And we've got, actually, the next one, we've got to glue 2 pieces of ply together so we can make it up. And I don't want to have to sit there and hack away. I don't want too many lines. Start again. I don't want 3 pieces of wood, I want 2 pieces of wood. So the next 2 pieces of ply are going to have to be glued together to make up one piece, and I'll show you why now. And the reason why I didn't want separate pieces of wood, I don't really want to put a piece of wood across there. Maybe a bit of copper pipe flattened would work. We've put the screw cups in so they look a little tidier than they did. We're sealed off at the bottom and at the sides. I haven't done a great job. But where the 2 joins were, instead of putting a piece of trim or whatever in now, I've just sealed it with the same stuff. Oh, I don't know if it works or not, but I can see me putting some copper across there. But this side, we've got switch boxes going over that corner. I can't fully push it across, but we don't want 2 layers going up, not really. Now the final touch, the door is back on, although I scratched it when I just had to cut it down, but I'm going to sand that back just gently. Another week, I can't be doing it today. I just wanted to put it back on the gear, an idea what's going on. There you go, it clears it, it doesn't scrape. Could do with some varnish in various areas and something to tidy that area up. We ain't made that yet. I mean, there's loads of little stupid things I haven't done yet, like the trim that side, the trim that side, the trim down there, for example. That wall hasn't been covered yet. The trim this side hasn't been built, let alone the rest of the ply going on. I mean, we've got trim across there to do, we've got trim up there to do. And we've now got to redo all of that wallpaper because it didn't work out. I mean, it's loads of stuff, and I mean loads. Now, for all of you that are here for the rat rod, I've got a lot going on at the moment. I'm not saying that ain't getting done, just saying that ain't going to get done anytime soon. I would like to get as much of this thing done as I possibly could before I pick that back up. But I was talking to the wife just now. There's a guy, Liam something, I've forgotten his name. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's got a Land Rover. It's got some kind of box on the back. I just accidentally stumbled across the guy the other day building it, and I was impressed with it. I've got that old rat rod sitting in the garden. I thought how cool it would be is to put a box on the back of that. Maybe, but I was thinking about putting a diesel engine in that Land Rover, taking the 4 litre out, putting it in my trike, because I picked up 2 V8s the other day, but they just need too much money spent on them. Money I just haven't quite got at the moment, but I'm not going to dispose of them because they will come in handy, and I will be able to get one out of the 2 eventually. Pigeon. So yeah, I think there might be another motorhome build coming our way soon. So when this one's 90% finished, I might pick that Land Rover up and get the front end all built up. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to put a Land Rover body on it. It's still going rat rod, but the tipper at the back, that ain't working out anyway. And I'm thinking about getting a BT box or something similar, or even making a box up out of aluminium skins. I know I can do them. And maybe making an extreme off-roader for camping, but with a ratty look to it at the front. So the engine, I'm debating. I'm not saying I'm doing it for definite. I'm just thinking that I might take the V8 out, because it's doing it no good sitting idle in that truck at the moment. It's just got a plastic sheet over it. I've already wrecked one V8 from doing that exact thing. Water got in, killed it. So I'm thinking about taking it out, putting it in the trike, because the trike's still insured and I ain't ridden it for 2 years. And putting that back on the road again and using it, because I'm just frustrated at the moment. I ain't been nowhere, I ain't done anything. I've just been stuck in this blinking mess for the last 2.5 years. So that's something that I've been thinking about. I haven't fully made my mind up yet, but if I do, for all you campy people and for all you rat roddy people, there'll be something else for you to get your teeth into. And I need to stand here so you can see my cool wall. So with all of that in mind, I just want to say thank you very much for the viewings. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, and I especially would like to say thank you to people for that, because you last time I looked it was 13, it might be 14 now, I don't know. Don't like being hung at 13, so I might click it myself just to get off that 13 number. Hate it. So I want to say thank you for that. And all your comments as well, various comments, but I appreciate all the comments, and I do listen, and I try not to be too judgmental, even if I'm getting a stern telling off somewhere along the line. Now, you'll probably also note, speaking of stern telling offs, that the fire is gone. I haven't got rid of it because of potential safety issues about going up there. I've got rid of it because I got fed up with tripping over it. For all the time I've been running in and out of this thing to get that skylight done, I must have hit it about 8 or 9 times late at night. I got fed up of it, so it got removed on that basis and that basis alone. So I might have a look in Machine Mart and see if they do a smaller one, but I actually would like to get a stainless steel one, tubular, that you would get for say like a I don't know, canal boat. There's loads out there, but they're very expensive, and you can get all the stainless steel chimney stacks and flues and everything else. So yeah, I'm going to look into that further, because I still would like one in here, one way or the other. So I'm going to disappear now. You've seen what's coming. I can't finish that wall off at the moment because I have got no more spare beer mats, and I'm still waiting for a few to come in. So we'll get that one finished off, because a few cards have come unstuck in places, and we'll go from there really. So join me next week. What am I going to do next week? I haven't got a blinking clue. what I'm going to do next week. I am at one of these positions or points where I've got no money again, and loads of stuff to do, and I'm just looking around thinking, well, what's going to be the cheapest thing that I can do without any dosh? And to be honest with you, there's nothing. So we will do something, I just don't know what at the moment. I would like to get back to that, but I need some hinges and I need some more linears. And with that recent fallout over Hermes, I'm not sure if that's a wise move at the moment. I might let the heat cool down a bit. Because most of them use Hermes as delivery, I've noticed. So not a wise choice. I would like to try and establish some kind of ladder system for that double bed. I was thinking about going back down the yard and grabbing a fire engine ladder, which is very similar to what you see here but skinnier, and have that as a prefixed unit, and maybe weld some extra treads on to get them wider. That would fit in it, as long as I can get through the gap to get into the truck, because that hatch is not a main hatch, it's an emergency. That's all it's there for. Purpose being, right, if we've got somebody mucking around outside late at night and we need to pack up and clear off for whatever reason, I need to be able to get through that gap once the slide outs have been pulled in and get in the driver's seat. The wife doesn't necessarily need to, she can jump in over here and then we can get going, but I need that gap open. That's not there for any other reason but emergency purposes only. But I have worked out that I could get a skinny ladder and kind of mount it thus, if you see what I'm saying. Even this one would do it, but the treads are a little bit high for her. I can still get through that gap, and if I need to get through it in a hurry, trust me, I will get through it in a hurry. So this is not going to be suitable for anything I need it for. So, and I don't have a use for it, so I don't know whether it's going to find its way on the outside, which I don't really want to do. Originally I got it to go on the side of the truck to get up onto the deck, but we're now in a position where we don't need to be worrying about that. So I'm going to disappear at this point now, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.